Hi everybody, I'm Skip Elsheimer. Welcome to the AV Geeks Lunchtime Streaming Show, where we watch old 16mm films and talk about them. And what we just saw was we've been scanning a bunch of Coronet films, and that one was some raw footage that was assembled that didn't have a soundtrack attached to it, but some beautiful Kodachrome footage nonetheless in there. It was really nice. Arithmetic, estimating, and checking answers. I have a feeling that if we did have the soundtrack, that it wouldn't be very interesting. So, yeah. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We had a great weekend. But let's learn some posture habits. Enjoy.
Hey, Julie, Uncle David's here.
David, where?
If you had a favorite uncle you hadn't seen for 6 months, you'd be just as excited as Jerry and Julie. David is a co-pilot for a big airline that serves South America. Doesn't he look proud and important? He always makes such a good impression. Yes, everyone in the family is glad to have David back. They think he's just about the best-looking young man they've ever seen. And no wonder. See how tall he stands, and how well he carries himself when he walks. Later that day, in Jerry's room, he and Julie are showing David some photographs of themselves. They're having a wonderful time.
Got any new ones?
Oh, yeah, the ones we took at the beach last summer.
Well, here we are at the beach.
Well, you two certainly have grown since I was home last.
Let's show him.
Come on.
See? Here's Jerry's last mark. That was made the last time you were home.
Well, you certainly have grown. But let me show you something. You could be even taller if you'd stand tall.
What do you mean?
I mean your posture, Jerry. It could be better.
Yes, Jerry's posture can be improved. First, let's start with the middle part of his body. Draw in the abdomen, keeping it flat. Tilt the hips to bring the back closer to the wall. Now, with shoulders back and head raised, you see, Jerry is really taller when he stands correctly. Let's keep this new mark, and not the one from slouching. All right, it's Julie's turn. First, let's mark her height the way she usually stands. Now, let's think about the position of her feet. She doesn't want to stand this way, with the toes out, or this way, but this way, with the feet pointing in just about the same direction. A swayed back may be caused by wrong hip position. Reduce this curve by bringing the middle of the back closer to the wall. Then, with shoulders square and high, chin pulled back, and head erect, Julie and stands taller.
There you are, Julie. There's your new mark, see? Now, one way to remember to stand correctly is to imagine that somebody's pulling the hair right here towards the back of your head. That'll help you stand tall, walk tall, and think tall.
Ow.
Now, when you two grow up, you'll want to have good posture.
Like you. Of course we will.
Uh-huh. And that means starting now, taking care of yourselves while you're growing up. And that means watching your posture habits all the time. Now, the next time I come home, I want to see you both taller and straighter. Just as straight as, well, just as straight as old Lucky here.
And so, a few days after David has again left for South America, Jerry and Julie are really at work on posture habits. They've begun a scrapbook of pictures showing examples of good posture. Of course, David is in the book. He's a fine example of good posture. Now let's see the rest of the pictures and what Jerry and Julie have written about them. Balance is the secret of good posture. Good posture is always beautiful. Sitting properly keeps you alert. Good posture makes you look important. And, as your neighborhood policeman will tell you, standing properly also helps keep you from getting tired. This nurse, who spends most of the day on her feet, would agree with the policeman. Good posture helps her keep going. And this salesman knows that when he walks properly, he feels well the whole day long. Good posture is important in any occupation. No matter what you do when you grow up, your appearance and your ability to do your job will be improved by good posture. Right now, while you're growing, is the time to develop these good posture habits. Jerry and Julie keep checking each other to make sure they stand properly, to be sure they walk properly, and sit properly, no matter where they are. Besides the scrapbook, Jerry and Julie have decided to make some drawings that will show all they've learned about sitting and standing and walking. They're using Lucky as a model to draw from, because they can bend him into any position or posture. First, they set up Lucky incorrectly. Here, in the sitting position, they're certainly making him look bad. Sprawled feet, poor hip position causing a badly curved back, drooped shoulders and head. Well, Julie thinks that's just the way the new boy in her class sits. How much better this posture looks, and how much better it is for the growing body, too. See how the hips are well back in the seat, and the feet are resting nearly flat on the floor. Body and head are held erect. This is the alert, sensible posture that Jerry draws to show the correct way to sit. Standing posture is next. But wait a minute, that's no way to stand, Julie. You have to watch your posture every minute. And that goes for you too, Jerry. That's better. Anyone can team up with a brother or a sister or a friend to check each other's posture and develop good posture habits. And now to draw the incorrect standing posture. Uh-oh. Looks as though we don't have balance when we stand incorrectly. Julie can see that it takes a lot more effort to stand incorrectly than it does to stand properly like this. Body well lined up and in perfect balance. Julie says that Lucky now looks something like Eddie, the safety patrol boy. Standing or walking, Eddie's posture makes him look alert and important. Now, to show good walking posture, Julie has to remember what she learned about proper standing. Keep your abdomen in, shoulders back, head up. Then step off on the ball of the foot, coming down lightly on the heel and pointing the feet straight forward. Good walking is a combination of good standing posture and proper footwork. Standing or walking properly will help carry you through a busy day. By the time Jerry and Julie finish their drawings, they can see what a great difference posture makes in the way you look. And so, as the months go by, Jerry and Julie make their posture habits part of their good health habits. And good health habits mean eating the right amount of proper foods. Young growing boys and girls need good, balanced diets of foods, including the right amounts of vitamins, minerals, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. You need plenty of fresh air and exercise. Exercise helps you develop a strong, healthy body. And you need plenty of sleep on a flat, firm mattress so you can rest comfortably. Well, this is the big day. Uncle David is coming home again after another 6 months of flying those big jets. Wonder how David will like this posture. Of course he'll like it. You can see that David is proud of Jerry and Julie because they have made a fine start toward good posture habits.
Sorry, muted. Anyways, giant turkey leg from the weekend, and you have a lot of questions, and maybe this film will answer those questions. For those of you that wonder.
Hey, look at this rock.
Are you all right?
Yes, but I wonder.
What do you wonder, Wondercat?
I wonder, what good are rocks?
What good are rocks? Well, if you're curious enough, you can find out. Here are some people who seem to think rocks are good for something. They call themselves rock hounds.
Rock hounds? Hounds are dogs.
That's right. Hounds are hunting dogs, actually. But a rock hound isn't a dog. A rock hound is anyone who enjoys hunting for rocks and enjoys collecting them and finding out more about them.
But why would anyone want to do that? What's so special about a rock? Look at that one. It's just a rock. What's so special? Well, those colors are sort of pretty, and it's got a lot of sparkling stuff in it. It is sort of different.
Well, not for around here. You see, we're in the mountains.
I know that.
You can find a lot of unusual rocks in the mountains. That's because the mountains themselves are mostly made of rock. There are lots of places here where you can see the bare rock sticking out.
I guess pieces of rock must break off of those places.
That's right, they do.
What kind of rocks are the rock hounds finding?
We can watch them. I don't think they'll mind.
These rocks are all the same color. They have sharp edges and points. They must have broken off of that rocky part of the mountain. It has the same color. But these rocks are a different color. They must have come from a different part of the mountain.
That's right. There are many different kinds of rocks in mountains. Mountains are good hunting grounds for rockhounds.
There must be rocks out in fields, too. That's where those rockhounds are.
That's right. Mountains aren't the only places where you'll find rocks. Let's see what they're finding.
This rock has lots of colors in it. And this one looks like it's made of lots of small rocks. And look at that one. Wow, that's big.
It's called a boulder.
But those are just tiny pebbles. And there must be rocks near rivers and streams, and in them too. Those rockhounds are sure finding a lot of them. These rocks are smooth. The running water must make them like that.
Yes, in a way it does. The water carries sand and pebbles that bump into the rocks and break off little pieces of them. That helps to make them smooth.
Looks like they're smooth out of the water too. Maybe the stream gets higher and runs over them too sometimes.
Probably it does.
Wow, rocks are in a lot of places on the ground, aren't they?
Yes, they are. But on the ground isn't the only place rocks are. Many are under the ground.
They are?
Yes. Now the rockhounds are near a place where people dug under the ground for rocks. See that old building up on the hill?
Yes, I see it.
That was part of an old mine. And this is the entrance to that mine. Many years ago, people dug a deep hole into the hill because they were looking for rocks underground that had gold in them. The miners got all the gold they could out of this mine. What's left are the rocks the miners had to take out in order to find the rocks with the gold in them. These rocks might be interesting to look at.
Well, the rockhounds want to look at them. Is it safe to go there?
Yes, but only if there's a grown-up with them.
Wow, all these rocks came from under the ground. I used to think that all rocks were pretty much alike, but they sure aren't. They have different colors. And some have things in them that sparkle. Is that gold?
It could be. It's shiny, but you can't be sure just by looking at it. Other things in rocks besides gold can make them shine or sparkle. Gold is just one of the things we call minerals.
Minerals?
Yes, minerals. All rocks are made of minerals, and rocks are different when they're made up of different minerals. What you can be sure of is that if a rock is all one color, it is probably made up of just one mineral.
That must mean that if a rock has more than one color in it, it's probably made of more than one mineral.
Good thinking. Here's an interesting rock. If you look at it through your magnifying glass, what do you see?
Well, I can see little bits of rock that have different colors.
Those colored bits are the different minerals in the rock. The different minerals in rocks make a difference in how we use them. Sometimes, people take just one kind of mineral out of rocks and use that.
Like gold?
That's right. And sometimes we use the rocks themselves. We use some rocks for building. This is called granite. It's very hard. It will last a long time. Here's another rock we build with. It's called marble. Marble, like granite, is a kind of rock artists use for sculptures. Both kinds of rocks are taken out of the ground in very large pieces. You'll find these and other kinds of rocks in smaller pieces in rock gardens.
What are those rockhounds going to do with their rocks?
Add them to their collections. Rockhounds try to collect all kinds of different rocks. These rockhounds belong to a rock collecting club. Each one of them has a nice collection of rocks.
Could I collect some rocks too?
Of course, go ahead.
Look at my collection. I thought it would look better if I put rocks that looked alike near each other. I put these rocks together because they have the same colors in them. In this rock, the minerals that make the colors are mixed up all over the rock. And in this one, the minerals are in lines.
Good observation. Rocks can have the same minerals in them, but if they have different amounts of those minerals, or if the minerals are arranged in different ways, the rocks will look different.
And all of these rocks have just one color in them, so I guess each one must be made of one kind of mineral. And yet they're different in other ways. This one is rough. And this one looks soft. And this one is hard and shiny. Could that mean that even though they're the same color, they're made of different minerals?
Good thinking. You can't always tell from the colors if rocks are made of the same minerals, or even if this is really gold in this rock.
But it might be. That's fun to think about. Rocks are different in so many ways. Now I can understand why rockhounds collect them.
And rockhounds can do all sorts of things with the rocks they collect.
They can? What sort of things?
Well, let's follow these rockhounds back to where they have their club headquarters, and you'll see. This is a gem and rock shop. The man who owns it sells all kinds of rocks. The rockhounds meet in the workshop at the back of the store. That's where they do the things with the rocks I told you about. The man who owns the shop works with rocks here too, and helps the rockhounds learn about rocks and what they can do with them.
It looks like he's smoothing that rock. It's getting shiny.
That's called polishing a rock. Polishing a rock can make its color stand out.
It's a lot prettier now. That doesn't look like a very special rock. Wow! Cutting that rough outside off let the beautiful inside show through.
And polishing it will make it even more beautiful. Let's break the top off this rock.
Oh, what's that inside the rock?
These are called crystals. Crystals are big bits of minerals. The minerals in almost all rocks are crystals like this, but often they're so small you can hardly see them. And sometimes they're big and easy to see. Mineral crystals like these are called gems or precious stones. They have names like emerald, ruby, and sapphire.
Well, now I know what you can do with rocks besides just collecting them. You can cut them and polish them and make them even more beautiful than they were to start with.
And there's something you can do with certain beautiful rocks after they've been cut and polished.
I can see what that is. You can use rocks to make jewelry. I wish I knew what the names of all these different kinds of rocks are.
Well, you can look up their names in a book of rocks if you're interested, but I'm going to tell you the name of one special rock. This rock is called a cat's eye.
A cat's eye. I can see why. It's really beautiful. And now I know what good rocks are. They're good for a lot of things. There are so many different kinds of rocks. Rocks are really fun to look at and collect. I wonder.
What do you wonder, Wondercat?
Can a cat get to be a rockhound?
I think you're one already.
All right, so I just had some delicious leftover from Thanksgiving, and so very excited to be eating that. Yeah, thank you, Nathan, for donating to Wondercat. You're the only fan, and I appreciate that the timing worked out. It was completely coincidental. I found this film that I saw the title of the file was "What Good Are Rocks," and I started watching a little bit of it. And I was like, "Oh, it's another Wondercat. We haven't watched them all yet. That's great." So there you go. That's why we brought that up. Okay, so behind me is a film scanner. We have a film set up, and we're gonna watch Braze welding. Braze welding. Enjoy.
Braze welding is simply the joining together of two pieces of metal by melting bronze rod into the heated joint. Most of your repair jobs can be done by braze welding. It's a fast, easy way to do repairs or to make things out of metal. In braze welding, only the bronze rod is melted. The molten bronze forms a puddle which is controlled by the flame. As the puddle is moved along the joint, more bronze is melted into it from the rod. A flux is used to remove impurities. When clean metal is kept at the proper temperature and flux is added, the bronze melts and spreads evenly over the heated surface. This is called tinning, and tinning is the most important part of braze welding. Good tinning is a combination of correct heat and mechanical and chemical cleaning. Let's see how tinning works. We'll do this by depositing bronze on a flat plate, which first has been made mechanically clean by scrubbing with steel wool or a wire brush. To make the metal chemically clean, we'll use a braze welding flux on the rod. First, we heat the metal. When it just begins to turn red, we touch flux-dipped rod to it. See how the bronze melts and flows evenly over the heated area. We move the puddle by moving the blowpipe, heating the metal and melting the rod as we move along. Cleaning and fluxing are important to good tinning, but so is proper temperature of the base metal. Here's what happens if the rod is applied before the plate is hot enough. Notice how the bronze melts off in drops and builds up instead of spreading out. If the plate is too hot, the bronze boils and runs to the edge of the heated area. It behaves like water on a hot stove. That white smoke is zinc being burned out, spoiling the strength of the bronze. Now, how about your trying to braze weld? You can start by welding two steel plates together. These are 1/8 inch thick. Both plates have been cleaned along the butting edges and for an inch or so on the top. This cleaning is important. Any area to be braze welded must be free of dirt, rust, or oil.
I just realized I just showed this film. I'm sorry. Let's watch this film. It's about TV football. Enjoy.
Second down, 8 yards to go from the 30-yard line for Ohio State. Green back to throw. Getting pressure. Gets it off. Intercepted by Barney Person. Now UCLA all fired up as the football at the Ohio State 38-yard line. They put one on here, Keith, and the game begins to tighten when the momentum.
2 and 4 to the slow-mos, Johnny. Okay, 76, camera 1. Defense 76, defense 86. Camera 3, camera 2, you've got the ball.
Gerald gets it up. Has a man. Wally Henry.
Oh, we got it on slow-mo, Andy. All right, watch the slow-mo,
Let's take a look at it again. Inside handoff fake, and Shara comes up with the ball and drills it in, and that is a remarkable catch by Henry.
freeze it. Well, I could really go for a piece of chicken.
Hang on, we've got 11 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the game.
When the Los Angeles Coliseum was built for the 1932 Olympics, television was only a curiosity. Today, workers are preparing the field for a nationally televised primetime football game between UCLA and Ohio State. 31 million people will see the show, live and in color. Andy Sedaris will direct it.
I must do live shows because that's part of my, it's what I get a high on. There's the countdown on the wall when you start seeing the second hand moving up with 10, 9, 8. It's almost like a countdown of a rocket going off or something. And the producer's next to you, and you know there's a million things that are going to start coming together. And all the talk on the headsets and all the confusion and everything starts to come down to where just my voice is heard. And the countdown is coming, and boom, we're on the air.
Maybe it'd be a better idea if I just bring it out. All right, I can undo it.
Wednesday morning, 3 days before the game, 5 trucks and a 50-man crew arrive at the Coliseum. These men have worked together for 10 years, broadcasting nationwide from a new location each week.
Get in Chicago about 4:30 or 5 a.m., get out about 6 a.m., be in at 7, sleep till 10.
50 live sports broadcasts a year, setting up and packing up, living in hotels, and moving their vast tangle of electronics from town to town. This 3-hour broadcast will require about $2 million in equipment and several thousand hours of labor.
Yeah,
4 cameras in the stands, 3 on the sidelines, and a camera in the Goodyear blimp, 2,000 feet above. Slow-motion machines for instant replay, videotape recorders, microphones, coffee machines, and miles of camera cable. Commands and directions are carried on 3 intercom channels, and 9 telephone lines link with the outside world. Thousands of connections, made and remade at each new location. Slowly, in the days and hours before airtime, they lace it all together and hope that everything works.
Hello, Bob. Hello, Bobby Greenstaff.
Yeah.
And fire camera 4 whenever you're ready.
It all feeds into the production control center, a specially designed video truck parked outside the stadium.
So actually this is the control part of the whole truck. Everything that happens back here before it gets up into the front. We have 2 color monitors up there. One is for the senior video man who matches all the cameras and tries to keep the colors all the same. And then we have a transmission switcher here where we can set all phases before they ever go into their main switcher. We have facilities to do just about anything that we would ever have to do in a truck here.
You know how it all works?
Yeah, I gotta know.
These are some of the biggest alcoholics you'll ever meet on any sportscast right here. What do you think, Dick? These guys drink a lot, I'll tell you that. See you.
Huh? Well, I was in, you know who she went with? She went with her. Now we got it. All right, would you go to the left 642, please?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, how about the near crowd mic?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
SMU Peruna song one time for the guys of us that are still pulling for SMU. A lot of colleges, you know, they'll have great teams and they'll be yelling stuff like, we're number 1, we're number 1. At SMU we used to yell, we're number 36, we're number 32. These numbers would come out of the stands. We're number 45, whatever the poll had us at. You know, we were never that good, but we had the prettiest women in the world. Right, Skip?
Yes, they
The most beautiful women in the world, I gotta tell you. All in cashmere, little skirts, little penny loafers, and each year the pennies were updated. Fantastic. I loved them. You know, that's the one thing that I loved about going to college. I was a girl watcher when I was 3 inches high. I was a girl watcher. I came out and said, my God, it's frightening. Look at those women out there. Every one of them need to be kissed and hugged and taken care of.
How'd you get the idea for honey shots?
I got the idea for honey shots because I am a dirty old man. Okay, because I turned 17. I remember it was terrifying. Every time I'd look at a girl, I just trembled. And I thought, if I'm like that, maybe other people are like that. And you know what? They are.
They are.
They sure as hell are.
Andy is, I think, complements me well in that I am a little bit quicker fuse and a little bit more volatile and a little louder than Andy's very...
Working closely with Sedaris and having overall responsibility for the broadcast is the producer, Chuck Howard.
And let's face it, this is live. It isn't Marcus Welby where if something wrong with take two, they take one, they have take two. If we aren't isolated on the guy who makes the touchdown catch, then we can't replay it.
Then if we had some of his other credits, we could also put in the room.
No, that's going to be too much. You only have 15 cents. Rick?
A special team of young technicians handle all statistics.
That's your final page, and that goes at 1870.
Names and numbers for the broadcast are generated on two small computers called chyrons. Yards gained and lost, scores from other games, completions and interceptions, all of it entered into the machine's memory, constantly updated and called onto the screen when needed.
Chuck, would you prefer Howard Hopalong, Cassidy? Quote Hopalong for people that might remember him as that, or just Howard?
Okay. What I do on Fridays is I come in on Fridays and we have a camera rehearsal. But before we have our camera rehearsal, I put up cards everywhere so I know which monitor refers to which camera on the field. In this particular case, tomorrow's ball game, we have 8 cameras. We have 5 cameras that are primarily covering the ball game, 2 handheld cameras for color, for coaches and benches and cheerleaders, etc., and we have a blimp. So essentially what the director does is look at all these pictures, coordinates through his mouthpiece, through his headset, to all the cameramen, and calls out which pictures in which sequence that he wants these pictures to be on the air. And it's all very complicated.
Andy, what is the blimp going to be able to see?
We'll see the entire LA basin. We should be able to get some nice smog shots the way
right
it is
now.
today and the way it's going to be tomorrow.
Let's see one.
Put one up on the line.
Late Friday afternoon, 24 hours to airtime, Sedaris and Howard moved to the control truck for camera rehearsal, checking the setup for the last time.
One looks a little caca because of the light source. You got an extender in there too, right, Evan? All right, so 2, 3, and 4 look fine.
Oh, what is
and,
this? Look at camera 7.
Yeah, camera 7 is really...
Worst looking.
How do you guys see the UCLA numbers when we can't see them in here? Poorly.
Poorly.
Right? Huh? Yeah, Braille. I'm hip. Now, Mike, which end zone are you able to break into? Okay, opposite Evan and the Chancellor. We didn't show the Chancellor last time, and we're not showing him this time, Mike. We're going to show girls. No more of those. We've got to show some girls, and occasionally we'll get a football play in there, if we're lucky.
Andy will love that.
Portions of the broadcast are pre-recorded on videotape, including a halftime piece about the UCLA campus.
That'd be great for something like player intros. Huh?
Chuck will love it. Huh?
You do your thing from the booth at 3:30, and Bill, you've got 3 things. You've got the campus, the NCAA, and the fireman's flashback. So at 6:00:30, Andy, we have opening billboard, and we come out of that with a blimp.
Planning for this broadcast began months ago, and now on the morning of the game, key personnel gather at the Century Plaza Hotel for a final production meeting.
At this time, Jeff, we're going to want music. The bands will be back in their seat, having finished their pregame thing. Okay. Keith and Bud, we're not going to tape your opening ahead of time.
Announcers Keith Jackson and Bud Wilkinson will do their commentary from the press booth.
I would like to do a thing just with one freeze frame of Griffin and Shar. You've already talked about the game and the weather, and you've had a minute and a half.
Tonight's plan, detailed to the second and passed on to a team of young associate directors and assistants.
Another aspect of this game is its possible Heisman Trophy ramifications.
And just short. And Roger, I'm not going to show the footage.
Roger Goodman, who will coordinate commercials. Rick LaCivita, in charge of the Chiron truck. And Chris Carmody, who will try to keep things running smoothly on the field.
And we're followed with several commitments. One is we do have a commitment, Bill, to do the Chevrolet thing this week, no matter how long the game runs or anything like that.
Close to $1 million will change hands tonight, with UCLA and Ohio State sharing about $250,000 each with the other teams in their conferences.
Coming back out of that, of commercial one.
But it will all come from advertising, from commercials carefully tailored to the show's audience.
Still tag that?
That's already tagged.
Tagged, okay.
Sedaris and Howard have to plan the broadcast knowing it must include 20 minutes of commercials, sold to advertisers at $40,000 a minute. The price depends on the show's rating, how many viewers it is likely to attract in competition with other programs. Tonight's game was rescheduled to avoid NBC's coverage of the Major League Baseball playoffs, but will still compete against the CBS Evening News, Lawrence Welk, and Mary Tyler Moore.
This is an entertainment medium. College football is entertainment, television is entertainment. They're in show business, whether they like it or not. We've talked to a lot of athletic directors, and they're all out there fighting for that entertainment dollar. And if you want to put on a show and you want to have a successful football program, you've got to be able to show those spectators something that they're going to be interested in.
Okay, just sort of look up into the camera and ham it up.
Okay, it's
Okay.
10 after 6 right now. That's what you have?
Yeah, it's 10 after 5.
Chuck?
I don't even know if they're...
What? I just talked to the UCLA coaches. They're going with the light blue jerseys with the gold numbers trimmed in blue, dark blue. Not the mesh. They're going with the good ones.
It is now 12 minutes to 6. You are on at 6:01:30. Is this your best-looking girl? That's what we really want.
Just like this, okay? You guys get it behind him a little bit. Okay. All right.
I've got about 40 things I'm doing at once here.
Tommy, what's wrong with slow-mo? I have no idea.
We have no sync to the machines at all.
Both of them are... No sync?
No sync.
It can't
Don't
be
give me
just
that
me.
crap.
Everybody's a maintenance man. Get it fixed.
Damn, why can we not? Why do we have these problems here at the Coliseum?
All right. You're screwed up too, pal.
Tape not on Genlock. It's not just tape, John, because it's something to do with the sync.
It's tape and slow-mo.
I know. Prime time game.
8 minutes to 6 o'clock. RTD, you read me. 8 minutes to 6.
You can't trust anybody. I mean, in that hour time, I've got to check the bands, I've got to go over, I've got to talk to the teams, I've got to make sure that they are ready and raring to go now. Woody Hayes is a very temperamental coach. He's the kind of coach that'll, you know, when I say, Woody, if you could have the teams on the field, your team first at 6:05:45, Woody can come down to that entrance at 6:05:15, say, that's enough, we're going out on the field, and I have a heart attack right then and there.
Get that guy out of the shot. Get everybody out of the shot up there in that booth and keep him out from now on. Hey, Keith, we have a technical problem right now. I'm not sure whether we're going to have the slow motions at the beginning.
The Griffin Sherman thing?
Yes.
Well, if you don't, I'll just mention it in passing. Let me know, and I'll just skim over it.
Chuck, this is Jeff. I need to talk to you.
What?
What time do you envision kickoff exactly? Woody, we're having troubles with Woody.
Tell him, I would say 6:09.
Well, Woody claims that he heard the kickoff was 6:07, and he's not going to hold him for us, but we're doing our best now.
It's not telling that the kickoff is not going to be at 6:07.
I'm doing that right now.
And the kickoff is going to come, you know, when his team runs out, they're going to come out and flip the coin, and that's it.
1 minute, gentlemen. Chuck, you're going to give me a roll on that?
Yeah, but there's a courtesy and there's an extra 30 seconds. You're actually rolling it straight down, aren't you, Raj?
That is affirmative. I'm 40 seconds from the
40
roll.
seconds is a roll.
Can I be excused for a while?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got
about a minute and a half to you, Blimp.
How long to the blimp, Roger? It's
30 to the roll.
No, Roger, listen to my 30. It's about a minute and a half to the blimp.
Minute 5.
Well, minute and a half now.
It's not a minute and 5 to the blimp, Roger. Listen to my, what's wrong? How long is it to the blimp?
Let me get the roll. 15 to the roll.
Once
Once
I roll
we
it
roll
off the ball,
it.
then you'll know it's a minute to you.
So it's a minute 20 when we roll it.
5, 4,
Once we roll it.
2,
1, roll. Tapes rolling. A minute and 20, Archie.
Full programming will not be seen at this time so that we may bring you the following
Tapes rolling, Keith. Let's have a
As
good
soon as I take the blimp, it'll be a minute to you. Okay, you're on.
NCAA college football. Tonight, a pair of unbeaten square off top-ranked Buckeyes of Ohio State against the UCLA Bruins. This ABC Sports Exclusive is brought to you by Goodyear.
The makers of Holly Steel Radial Tire. It keeps its feet even in the rain. As I hand
About 20 seconds to you, Blimp.
When you say Budweiser, you've said it all.
Stand by, Blimp. Okay, right in there is fine, Blimp. Stand by, Blimp. Stand by, we're coming to you, and dissolve the Blimp. We're on you. Ease it back. Video, help the Blimp. Shade the Blimp.
As a hot October day fades.
Keep coming back, Archie. Stand by for your first mat.
In from the desert, having pushed the temperatures past the 90-degree mark today in the area.
Shade the Blimp, better baby. All right, come on down to the Coliseum. Help the Blimp, and Matt here.
As we move into the dark hours, these two teams have met twice previously, and the series is even at 1-1. In the case of Ohio State, it's the usual.
Where's the band?
They're playing, Chuck.
Well, let's get them playing.
Drew, get them to play. Sit them down and play.
This game tonight also matches two of the prime Heisman Trophy candidates for 1975.
Music from the field, guys. I don't hear the band.
Chuck, believe me, we told them and everything. They're not playing.
All right, quiet.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson. I'll be calling the play for tonight's ball game. Bill Fleming and Jim Lampley working along the field. And in tonight's ball game, we might say...
Get them on. Get the teams on. I don't know why we can't get any back.
Stand by 5.
As the UCLA Bruins come onto the field, it's important that John...
And put 5 in chroma key.
Speaking of edges, and you look to the little points, Ohio State probably has the soundest kicking game in college football.
Stand by commercial, Keith. Finally, we got some music. Stand by commercial. Get off him, Andy. Roll your commercial, Roger, and count me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
The teams are on the field. We'll kick it off in a moment.
Okay. Announcers are breaking, Jimmy.
Langford's breaking.
Yeah, Langford should break. That wasn't a bad opening. It wasn't one of a great one, but it wasn't a bad.
Yeah.
Raj, how long out of this commercial?
Have what?
Roger, I think we'll forget the Olympic. Forget the Olympic.
Who's receiving?
Ohio State's receiving.
Drop the mat. Drop the mat. Drop the mat.
Come, Blimp, Andy. Coming back one.
Come on back wider, Blimp. Take Blimp.
And go, Keith.
The Ohio State Buckeyes have won the toss.
Drop
and they
the
have
mat
elected
and
to
take
receive.
7.
In this football game, the Buckeyes...
Take 4.
Jesus, what are the problems for?
What happens when we take 7? Is there some problem? Do you want to try 7 again? Stand by to go to 7. Stay with her, 7. Take 7.
On the deep guy.
Take 4. I don't know.
No, the guy, the deep guy, Andy.
Okay, go in deep, tight on the deep guy.
And here we go. It goes to Willis. He's got it at the 8-yard line. Coming to the sidelines, he almost broke it.
Peaches, sell us some of those broads. Front shots of those broads.
All sorts of things, and the more you do, the more I'll shoot, the more will be on the air. So if you'll get out, just give me anything you can right now.
Okay.
Under pick big D, split.
Peaches. Give me a nod if you hear me, B. Okay. Okay, what down is it? Second down and 6, okay.
It's second down and 6 for UCLA. The Buckeyes fumble on a hard hit by Cliff Frazier. The Bruins taking over. Now they're starting to move it. And it's in.
Look at that kid fly. Fly, baby, fly.
It's first down, UCLA at the Ohio State 21-yard line. 35 yards on the gallop by Eddie Ayers. It was Bruce Rule who finally pulled him down.
Beautiful little counter fake that time. by Shara that set it up for him.
All right, coming out of this to 4. Stand by to come out of this to 4. And wipe to 4.
Tyler been the big runner, averaging 7.3 yards a try. That counter fake drew the Buckeyes in the wrong direction and opened it up.
Bruins in business, first down, near the 21-yard line of Ohio State. Shara comes down the line, gives to Ayers again, and Eddie.
All right, get down there, Mike. Take 6. Video help 6. And take 4. And stand by slow-mo B. Wipe to slow-mo B.
Kuhn, the linebacker for Ohio State, moving to the inside. He's blocked hard there. It slides off the block to make the tackle.
It's second down and 2 yards to go now for UCLA. The football near the Ohio State 13-yard line. Shara back to throw. Throws it. Sarkey got it. Touchdown. And so the UCLA Bruins break on top. And it grows quiet along the banks of the Olentangy.
Really impressive drive. It looks like some football team.
Take 1. Take 5. Take 6. Take 1. Take 4. Take 6. Take 5. Beauty. Take 3. Whew. Tighten it in there, Blimp. Tighten it a little bit. Take the Blimp. You're on, Blimp. Ease it on in, Blimp. Ease it on in.
And so there you have it. And so the Buckeyes, stung by the UCLA touchdown, retaliate with a 92-yard march and make it even. Johnson, touchdown!
Amazing statistic. Ohio State has had the ball 19 minutes and 20 seconds as we have 5 minutes left to play in the first half.
Griffin. Touchdown!
He's over 100 yards.
That takes Archie Griffin over 100 yards. And Ohio State running away with it.
Come on, let's go, run.
Change the score up here to 28-7. Number 2 fun, 28-7.
So it's a big lead for Ohio State and Woody Hayes at the end of the first half. And here's Jim Lampley.
Coach, with the exception of the one fumble in the UCLA drive, you've had a near-perfect half.
Well, we're never perfect, but we did score the next 4 times we got the ball. But we always say at the half, the game is nothing to nothing, and that's the way it is.
Woody Hayes. Now back up to Keith Jackson.
All right, Jimmy. Ohio State 28, UCLA 7 after the first 2 quarters of play.
I almost grabbed him by the arm.
10, 9, 8, 7.
Still got it, running for the flag, has blocking, touchdown! Brian Bashnagel threw the big block to get the Ohio State quarterback into the end zone. And
that's
so
good, Andy. Roll your commercial, Roger. 10, wipe to slow-mo. 9, 8, quickly. 7, quickly. 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold it, no commercial, Raj, hold it. Don't take the commercial, don't go ahead, keep going. Keep going. All right. No, go back to the commercial. Oh, Roger. Keep it going. Where's the commercial, Raj?
I'm trying to get to it, Chuck. He couldn't relay the message fast enough.
Roger, when he says no, roll the commercial. Come on, please, guys, roll it. 5, 4, 3, commercial. 2, 1. Boy, that's sloppy. Roger, don't you ever punch out of a commercial until I tell you.
You told me to.
I said no, don't go to it, and you went to it anyhow. Once you go to it, don't punch out of it until I tell you to. Meanwhile, I'm
20 back.
Roger, you understand what I mean. Don't punch out a commercial.
Can I just tell you?
Just listen to me, Roger Goodman.
15. I know what you're saying, Chuck. I won't do it.
All right. Do not punch out commercials until I tell you.
8. That's correct. 7, 6.
Stand by.
Handwrite a little bit on this, John. We're almost back, and we're back.
1. Let him go. And go, Keith.
Tom Skladany will kick it off for
2 and 4 to slow-mos. Camera 1 to VTR 2. 83, camera 2. 87, camera 4, defense.
21 hours of televised football on the average fall weekend. 5 games to choose from, 300 commercials.
48 on you, camera 1, from the end zone.
This is how Americans consume football, choreographed and orchestrated by 50 men for an audience of 31 million.
Let's take it back on slow-mo A.
Sedaris and Howard decided what we saw and how we saw it. Television gave them an elaborate power over the events on the field, shaping and transforming a college football game into a commercial television show.
As time is gone. And so the Ohio State Buckeyes come west, play on grass, and play at night. Meet the UCLA Bruins 41-20.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Yeah, we'll clear it, thank you. It's over. Okay, Archie, you're off. Thank you.
All clear. Everybody's
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. A weird pickup. See, but you don't know.
All clear.
I know.
Okay, slow-mo, video. Bobby, good job with all these troubles.
All right. Delicious. Thanksgiving. I gotta say that turkey leg is incredibly salty. And ooh, I don't know. I think in my advanced age, I can't tolerate a turkey leg like that. Like I used to be able to. It used to be my go-to, but that got to be a little gross. Anyways, yeah, what a fascinating film. I feel bad for Roger. But, yeah, that was quite something. And thanks, everybody, for pitching in today. Really great to be able to see everybody's comments, but also to be able to... oh, somebody pointed out Clown Thanksgiving. Clown Thanksgiving. Yes. Yes, and the other one of you noticed something missing from the background. I'll have more information about that soon. It was a very, very interesting weekend. Anyhow, yeah, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the donations. You can always also help us by hitting the like button or the thumbs up button, by subscribing. You can also donate to us via ko-fi.com/avgeeks or patreon.com/avgeeks. Those are great ways to support us, but just watching other things on our channel helps as well. Helps pay down some rent on some storage units and to buy some new shelving units, etc. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll talk soon. Bye.